mug that says "Cozy with your Vox." Hello.
Hey guys, how you all doing? Happy Christmas.
Merry
We're here
Christmas.
for a very quick check-in. Maybe some of you are alone this Christmas. We don't know. So we thought we would check in as we do every year. Guys, what a year it's been. I can't believe it's. I mean, like this time last year, we were talking about about to talk about Arelena winning FIK 58. What a crazy. Yeah, so much has happened this year. In more ways than one.
Yes. Excuse me.
But we don't really know what we're doing tonight.
It's hard to know where to begin because so much has happened, and yet the new year is only just beginning, and we hope that it will go ahead according to plan at least.
Well, I don't know if you know on this side, on your side of the waters, but apparently there's a Brexit deal. So there's some positivity in the UK and Europe. Well, I don't know how. Well, I guess it is for Europe as well. So I have to say hello. We have got Euroboy 4, Cala Cristugena.
Feliz Navidad to you too.
Clara's actually teetotal. It's Ribena, fruit juice.
Yeah, sorry. I'm in the middle of like my Christmas Eve dinner. Like my relatives are just like behind the wall, and I asked permission to do like 10 minutes of the live, and my mom said yes, but literally 10 minutes. And she's a Spanish mother, so she's controlling because there's like a balcony over there, and she can sneak out and watch.
Oh, and she will come and she'll come and drag her by the ear if she takes longer than a second actually, longer than 10 minutes.
She will, because like we have like a guest bedroom here, and it's called Dobby, the house of bedroom, and I'm occupying it, so I'm now Dobby, and like she's saying, Dobby, come here, Dobby this and Dobby that. So I'm probably going to be dragged by the ear, like a house elf.
Let's say hello to ESC Mango. Merry Christmas to you. Sarah O'Halloran, thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us in all of our live videos this year. We hope you're not lonely this Christmas, but you got us, so we're sending a Eurovoxx hug, and we hope whatever you do that you have a lovely Christmas. And if you are on your own, plan your day tomorrow, so make sure you do some things tomorrow that you love doing. So wake up with a plan. We've got a beautiful Joanne Johnson. Happy Christmas, Joanne. We've got Clavs, who says I can't even attempt that, Clavs, but Merry Christmas to you over in Riga, which is the actual birthplace of. I never knew this.
I know this. I actually know this. Yes.
Of a Christmas tree. Wow, you learn something new every day. We've got Matthew. Hey, Matthew. Thank you for joining us from a town that I don't talk about because I'm from Norwich, so we never mention Ipswich when you're from Norwich. Quite rightly, yes. Feliz Navidad.
Igualmente.
One of my favourite Christmas songs. I thought you were saying that I have a white beard. I was about to turn the camera off. Thank you. I made the effort today. I suggest Stuart had some lights around his neck, but I think they're a bit uncomfortable.
And I'm bringing the glam.
As a safety precaution, I took them off, and they also just didn't look so good.
But guys, we have to do highlights from this year. Obviously, we didn't get to go to Eurovision this year, but we did manage to speak to quite a few of the artists that were selected. We spoke to Leslie Roy from Ireland. Who else? Samantha Tina, Damir from Croatia, some other people. I can't remember who.
Samira, Effendi,
La Cleopatra.
And everyone apart from Damir coming back next year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure we've spoken to some other people. I just can't remember who. And obviously we watched
Zenit. We just had a live with Zenit from San Marino.
Yes, of course, last week. So guys, you didn't see it, have to go back and watch. We've also got Eurovision Wood Project. Thank you so much for joining us. Sarah O'Halloran, Angela is the best in Albania. Well, she won. I love the song. There's a lot of fans for that song as well. But as always with Albania, there's there's negativity around who the winner is and lots of drama. But guys, what are your Eurovision highlights from this year? Who are we going to start with?
I can say my Eurovision highlight is actually related to Junior Eurovision because it actually gave us a Eurovision show with expectations to know what we can probably will be seeing for Rotterdam 2021. So for me, that made me feel very relieved knowing that the show will happen.
And for a show that wasn't that was mostly pre-recorded, apart from the presenters, I thought it was seamless, worked really well, and is a taste of what we will probably get in Rotterdam this year. So yeah, Junior Eurovision was great, and you spoke to the winner, Clara, as well, Valentina. So an interview that guys can go and watch if you haven't seen it yet. Eurovision 2020 was a nightmare year. It's almost gone. It's almost gone, and Eurovision will be happening in 2021. We can't wait. I'm not sure if we'll be there yet, but we've got Francesca Santabrogio. Merry Christmas to you. We also wanted to say thank you to everyone that's been tuning into our live videos, that's been watching our videos, reading our website, interacting with us on our socials. We just want to thank everyone for your support this year as well. Can't believe another year has gone. And even though there was no proper Eurovision, you guys all stuck by us. So we really appreciate that. Jess, your highlight.
I mean, I think I'm going to have to agree with Clara in that my highlight was actually Junior Eurovision. Not just because I love it, but because, well, we got a contest, we got something, we had an amazing show. It gave me hope for Rotterdam 2021. And I mean, it was just amazing. And it was also coming to the end of lockdown in the UK at the time. So it was a great end to lockdown.
Stu.
So I haven't really thought too much about this, but now that I think of it, it was actually the Eurovision movie. Not so much because of the movie itself, but mostly because of the fact that it brought Eurovision to newer audiences. And rather than the kind of continued criticism that we were kind of expecting, it actually worked for the most part the other way. And now it seems like a lot more people are excited about it. People from parts of the world that don't normally get to see Eurovision. So that I think was a really positive thing from this year, especially in a year where we didn't have a proper Eurovision to see for ourselves. So yeah, I'd love to see that continue. And that would be probably the thing I was most happy about in 2020.
Well, there's even rumours of a sequel. I'm not sure how true they are, but they're apparently looking at or beginning work on a sequel. And remember, we were all a little bit nervous before the movie came out as well. And I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was exactly what it should have been. Obviously, you know, movies like that, there'll be haters. But generally, it received kind of positive reviews. And I have to say, my brother has watched it more than me. I've only ever seen it once. My brother's watched it about 3 or 4 times. He loves it, and he like Volcano Man was on his Spotify Wrapped like top 10 or something. And my highlight, do you know what I'm going to say? My highlight is just the work that we've done in the face of no Eurovision and Junior Eurovision being done in a different way. You know, I've really enjoyed working with you guys and all the rest of the team.
Cheers
my
to
highlight.
you.
Cheers.
We've got some highlights in the live. So Eurovision highlights 2020. Joining the Voxx family, of course, and Diodato's performance.
That was lovely. That was so touching and so emotional. It's a shame he's not coming back next year.
I know. Who didn't shed a tear to that performance? Because if you remember when we saw that, we were still at the kind of the early stages of the pandemic, and we'd all seen all those videos of people singing it off the balcony. And I think even I was talking then about if Eurovision was going to go ahead, that would have been a possible winner this year. Absolutely. And Jess was a convert.
I mean, for me, it was that performance that just made me suddenly think, okay, this probably would have won in Rotterdam.
I'm not sure if this is the Sandra Gadelia from Georgia, but even if it isn't, Merry Christmas to you.
Feliz
Thank
Navidad.
you so much for joining us. Feliz Navidad. I'm going to sing that by the end of this video. Let's have a look at Bakur. You don't. The worst thing that happened was the Eurovision movie. You okay? Like I said, You know, not everyone was a fan.
Mm.
Hello, I wish I knew how to say hello in Georgian. Jess might know from her
Gamma
time.
Jobba.
Guys, I need to go back to my Christmas dinner. I'm sorry, they're calling me. Bye. Merry
Hey, Clara.
Christmas.
Bye.
Feliz Navidad.
Igualmente.
How do you say hello in Georgian?
Gamma Jobba.
I can't repeat that. But hello to Georgia. And Jess, you were in love with Georgia as a country.
Oh yeah, I was there for Junior Eurovision in 2017, and it's like if you ever have the chance to visit in your life, go and do it because you will not regret it.
And you
It's
know where
just-
I want to go? I fell in love with like where Sandra filmed her video for "You Are Not Alone" because there's like these,
Yeah,
like it looked like an old part of Tbilisi and just the
Yeah.
buildings. I was like, I want to be there.
Mhm.
Let's have a look. Serdian Maria's Molitva was heartwarming. I forgot about that one actually. We had Johnny Logan at Eurovision
Yeah.
Eurovision Shine Europe Shine. What was it called?
Europe Shine a
Europe
Light.
Shine a Light. It was, wasn't
That's
it?
the one.
Eurovision Europe Shine a
Europe.
Light.
But on the topic, since we've mentioned a few performances, and perhaps some of the ones that we've already talked about will be the ones for you guys, but I want to know, what were your favorite performances of the year? What would you say?
Including national selections.
Yeah, just all throughout 2020, and even if it wasn't necessarily, you know, a Eurovision artist, if it was like an interval act, was there any performance that you that you will remember fondly from 2020?
You know how I get my years muddled up. So I'm just trying to think if there was something from a national final. Tell me which national finals we had.
I mean, thinking
All of
back
them?
to national finals, I loved Anna Bergendahl in Melfest. Just be Kingdom Come, just because it's become now my favorite national final song.
Mm.
And then also I enjoyed all of the junior Eurovision performances.
Nice. I think for me,
But that's all I can think of off the top of my head.
Stuart knows exactly what he's done now because he's twisted it. He's asked a question and he knows that I'm never prepared to answer a question.
well, you got lots of time to think about it. But for me, I think it would be Benny Crystal's performance at Vidbeer, because we, of course, didn't really get to see a live performance of K Mama. But it was really solid, and it gave us a taste of what it could have looked like. And I was really pleased by that one, because there are a lot of haters for that one, as there tends to be for every song that wins out over other songs. But he's a great artist, and I can't wait to see what he brings for 2021.
Well, I really liked his song anyway, but when he performed at Vidbeer, it just cemented it for me. And he would have qualified through to the final, no doubt about it, in my mind.
Yeah.
There is a performance or a song, I think. And guess which country it's from?
Oh,
Is it
Albania,
No.
Italy.
Yes. Stuart knows which one it is now.
Oh, is it Elodie?
Yes.
Ah,
That was
good choice.
I loved that song, loved that performance, and I rediscovered it a couple of weeks ago, and I must have watched it about 20 times the other night. And I loved it's. I always find it hard being a Eurovision fan when you're watching a national selection and there's two songs that you absolutely love, and you know that one of them isn't going to go. And it was kind of like that for me with Elodie, and Diodato probably wasn't my favourite in San Remo, but ultimately I love it, and I'm really, really happy that won. But I would have been just as happy with Elodie. I don't think you're a fan of that one, Jess, from what I can remember.
No, not really.
I'm a huge fan of Andromeda, and I mean, apart from the fact that it's a really well done house song written by Mahmood and Dardust, but also the other song by Dardust in Sanremo this year was fantastic as well, Rancore with Eden. That one, I still watch that performance to this day, and it hits in such a powerful way. Might have been a little bit too edgy for Italy, but was fantastic in my book.
Well, saying that though, Italy do take risks sometimes, I think, with their entries. They don't always play it safe. So I love that one. And then the other one, from now we're talking about Sanremo, I can't remember what her name was, but she had like it was kind of like a sequined kind of catsuit, and she had a ponytail. She.
Oh, is that Elettra? Musica resto compare.
Yes.
And she's shaking all her parts, and at
All
one
the
point she had
parts.
to readjust her dress so
wow.
that things didn't fall out.
I remember when we were all trying to stay up for San Remo, and then we realised it goes on for about 13 hours before they actually announced the winner, and that's after the songs have all been played through. Let's have a look. We've got Francesca. You've been watching Eurovision for a while. You've never felt so close. Oh, see, this is what I love about Eurovision. You never felt so close to the community. It was a great year for you from this point of view. Well, thank you so much for watching us, and you're part of our family here at Eurovoxx. And Francesca, that sounds like I'm gonna take a stab in the dark. Is that an Italian name? So if it is, we'd love to know your favourite from San Remo this year. Can I also just point out another performance this year that you mentioned yesterday in your live video, Stuart?
Oh, is it Jürgen Buschpepper doing Hallelujah?
Oh, I absolutely adore that song anyway. And he came out and he did. I was a bit like, I can't imagine Jürgen singing Hallelujah, and it was outstanding. For me, it's a performance of the night, but of course it would be because it's him. But yeah, he's an outstanding talent, and I will always say if he was from the USA, he would be a huge star. Unfortunately, that's the way it works.
Definitely. And since we're mentioning him, he probably had my second favorite cover doing the Eurovision at Home concerts. He covered Silent Storm by, what's that guy's name from Norway? Carl Epson. So that was my second favorite, and my absolute favorite was Go A doing Dancing La Chatumbai, because they just took that to a completely different atmosphere, and I love that about them. They're another artist that I'm really, really excited to see what they're going to bring for 2021.
We've got Marcin saying my San Remo's winner was Irene with Finalmente Yo. Joanne Johnson, you love San Remo. Francesca, you also loved Andromeda by Elodie. And of course, yes, it was written by Mahmood as well. And you know how much I love Mahmood. Rye Bailey, you're praying 2021 is a better. Well, it will be better because we're going to have Eurovision.
Of course.
Fact. Let's have a look. We've got Serdian Gavrilovic. Which Eurovision Again edition were you most excited about? Ooh. I know. I'm going to answer for Jess.
Go on.
Can I answer for you? 2005.
Wrong. Although I do really like 2005, but I have seen it a million times before. I would say I was kind of a little bit excited for 76 because I'd never watched it before, but also for the one they had last week when they showed all the countries were never qualified. That one was pretty cool.
That was a pretty cool idea. It was nice. I mean, I think that I wasn't as impressed with those songs as I was hoping, and I mean, I guess that kind of says something about why they didn't qualify. But it was still one that I enjoyed. I'm really happy that Greta from Iceland in 2016 won that show. I think my favorite from the Eurovision Again was 1974, because obviously it's an iconic year, not just because of ABBA, but because of other performances too. The two really important songs to the politics of Portugal and Italy in that year as well. Certain allegations of subliminal messaging, and the song from Portugal triggered the Carnation Revolution. It was just a fascinating year overall, I think.
Yeah, and a little fact for you, Stu. Me and Jess, so where that Eurovision was the Dome in Brighton, wasn't it, 74? And me and Jess were there 2 years ago for
2018.
It was, wasn't it, when Suri won the UK national selection in the Brighton Dome?
Oh, nice.
So there you go. And the other song, I know this one was an Italian song, and it was Giglio Cinquetti, and it was C, which my mum, who is literally sat behind my laptop right now, can remember because it was a hit here in the UK.
Oh, was it?
She was only about 2 in 1974, obviously, but she remembers it. We've got Polly. Hey, Polly, your highlight was being at East Lau and living your best life. Well, I mean, it was a great competition, wasn't it? But a lot of people weren't happy with Uku's win this year. It was kind of like you had the fans in the Uku camp, and I can never say the name, but Yagup. So yeah, but he's back with what people are saying are a better song for next year. So probably one of the favourites to win and represent Estonia next year. I know lots of people would be very happy about that. Let's have a look. Matthew Blackie, your favourite was 1990 for Eurovision again.
That was a good one.
Let's have a look. Martin, you're afraid national final season was going to be weak because many artists coming back from 2020. However, you think it's not going to be that awful. It will be different, but it won't be awful.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, even though there's a lot of returning artists, some of them are going to have their own national finals anyway, like Eden from Israel. So I think there's still going to be quite a lot of shows to watch. They'll just be a bit different to how they normally are. But I'm excited though.
And when you can
kind of this new national final season.
Yeah, and when you consider which national selections usually happen, like most of them are still going ahead as planned. It's only if a handful of them that have not really been canceled, or like they're postponed, or they're skipping this year. So I mean, on the one hand, it'll be nice because we'll have some Saturdays where we can focus on like 2 countries rather than the one where there's like 10 on one night. But yeah, I mean, I think that it will actually be a more steady national selection season, which I think might be for the better.
Polly just confirming that Uku is a sweetie. Now we have literally one of the best questions here. I don't know if everyone is going to want to answer this, but I'm happy to. Mistletoe at the ready. Which Eurovision star are we going to kiss? If you don't want to answer, you don't need to answer.
Do I even need to answer this? It's going to be Tom Leave, of course.
Oh,
right.
I'm going to have to think about this.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose one from... Have I had any Eurovision crushes?
Oh, gee, I don't know.
Probably.
I'm going to say, because we never got to have our dinner together, it was Mahmood.
Good choice. Good choice. I don't know.
Who's you going to answer?
I don't know who it would be. It would probably be someone from Ukraine in like the early 2010s, because like we watched all those shows over the summer, and year after year it was always just someone who was stunning, like incredible voice. Annie Lorak would definitely be in the running. I think I would have, I don't know. Let's say Annie Lorak for the sake.
I think she's one of the most beautiful women to ever grace the Eurovision stage. She's an absolute stunner. Let's have a look. Hey, yes, tell us what you're doing for Christmas. You're drinking gin and eating mince pies. By Bailey.
Sounds like Christmas to me.
Francesca, you're planning to watch all the national finals this year. We have to say, if we have any viewers watching us from, I know, North Macedonia, your Christmas isn't until the 7th of January. So, and lots of people celebrate Christmas today, which is Christmas Eve. For me, celebrate their Christmas on Christmas Eve as opposed to tomorrow. Here in the UK, we'll be celebrating it tomorrow. Stuart, I have no idea about Canada.
It really just depends on the family's traditions, because obviously there's so many people that come from various different backgrounds. So like in my case, we used to do a celebration with my mom's side of the family, which is from Austria, on Christmas Eve in the evening, and then Christmas Day we would celebrate with my dad's side of the family, and that's when we would have like the big dinner and open gifts and stuff like that. So that's at least how it worked for my family, but it would be very different for the family next door and from the family like down the street. It's really a mixed bag.
Cool.
Euroboy 4, which national final is next? I don't know why you're asking us.
The next ones to start will be Lithuania and Norway. They both start on January 16th, but those will be, they aren't finals. Those are either heats or semifinals, however they're doing it.
The
So we
French
normally
one
get
is
like
in
6.
January.
The French one's in January too?
Yeah, but I don't
I
know
think
what
that's on the
date.
21st.
Okay, so then they'll
Have I made
probably
that
be
up?
the next ones to
Oh.
confirm a song, because it's just one. Is it one night, or are they doing
Yeah.
semifinals? Okay.
Just one grand final.
No, it's not the 21st at all. I did actually just make that up. I've just checked the calendar. That's a Thursday. So, the Melody Grand Prix is going to be 6 shows, I believe.
Yes.
6
And,
semi-finals. So they're going big again for next year.
Yeah.
They are. We just learned yesterday that the Lithuanian show is actually going to be shorter, because normally they would do it for several weeks, and this year it's going to be only 4.
Several weeks. Lithuania.
Yeah.
Several.
Several.
I'm sure it's normally like 8. Isn't it like 8 weekends? It's like
They said that they wanted to cut it down a bit, and so last year they cut it down to 6, but then this year now it's even shorter as well. So that I think that's for the best.
Oh, Serjan, apologies. In Serbia, Christmas also on January the 7th. So I think that's Orthodox Christmas. So I'm assuming then around the Balkans, Christmas will be on that date. So we'll have to try and remember to wish you all Merry Christmas on the 7th. Another good question from you, Sarah Halloran. Which Eurovision star would be our Santa, and what would they give you? I know mine.
I mean,
I know Jess's.
so like, could my Santa just give me himself? Like,
Or it could be Serhat giving you Tom Lieb. And she's frozen.
I think you might be onto something. No, he's going to be Sir Hunter.
Sir Hanta.
Hunter. And my present is Tom Lieb. Brilliant.
There you go.
I mean, does anybody else fit the bill more than Serhat to be Santa?
It's a
Go
good
ahead.
question, actually.
What are you thinking, Andy?
So, well, I'm going to go for Yanida Malici, because that woman has style and she knows how to shop. So I think she would bring amazing gifts.
Cool.
Who's your Santa?
Well, I don't know. Again, who fits the Santa figure more than Serhat?
Do you want
I
to
don't
share
know.
Serhat with me? I don't mind sharing. And then he can
She
give
does
you Tom
mind sharing.
Lieb, and then he can give you another present.
Another present. I don't know. These are difficult questions.
Let's have a look. Because you would kiss Mons. Oh, good choices. I forgot about Amir.
Me too.
Isn't not the Berhat, Jess? I'm not sure what that means.
Serhat.
Berhat.
Serhat.
Oh, is the present not Serhat? I think.
Oh,
I think she
well,
would.
that's why I was
Tom Lee.
asking if Santa could just. My Santa obviously would be Serhat, and then his gift to me is himself.
I like Serdian. Serdian is saying Hatari as Santas. They come bringing death and destruction to Europe.
Oh, but I always found it funny with Hatari that they're like really big with the. It was like the kids and the oldies, wasn't it, that loved Hatari?
Yeah.
And it's just like the total opposite of what you would expect their audience to be, and that's what I really loved about them, because they're actually really nice guys.
Yeah, totally.
They were great with the kids.
They were such characters. Like their whole thing was like one giant kind of performance art thing. Because in every interview they were in character. They were controversial, but no one has really quite done what they did at Eurovision, as far as I know.
And that was one of my mum's favourites as well. That year. I was so surprised when we did the video with my mum and Clara's mum. They both really liked Hattery, and like I couldn't have expected her to like any song less. No, it doesn't make sense. The words don't make sense. But I thought that would be like one that she would hate. But anyway, I did play her Angela from Albania last night as well.
Nice.
Is she a
What did she say?
Well, she kept talking about her dress. She absolutely loved her dress. She said, "Oh, that's a nice dress," and
Mhm.
she did really like the song actually as well. So there you go.
Cool. Good taste.
Pass the mum's test. We've got Carl Edward. Hey, your crush last year was Mickey. Do you know what? He was such a nice guy to talk to as well, so down to earth. He did have a lot of fans as well. Not a bad looking guy. Bakur Maruv is your Santa. Oh,
And she would just
Lordy
pick your
versus
present to
Hattori.
you.
Lordy versus Hattori. Who to choose?
Hattori, hands down.
I think I would choose
prefer
them as well.
Lordi.
Jess prefers Lordy.
Yeah.
We'll have them fight to the death, and we'll see who comes out on top.
Let's have a look. Which Eurovision singers? All right, I'm going to rephrase this question. So, what is your favourite Christmas song, first of all, guys?
Mine is Merry Christmas, Everyone by Shakin' Stevens.
I can't remember the name, but it's I believe
I can
in Father
remember it.
Christmas.
Oh,
sorry. What were you? What did you think I was going to say?
That's not what you told me the other day when I asked you the same question.
No, that is what I told you. I said, well, no, I showed you the performance of Patti LaBelle doing This Christmas at the White House tree lighting ceremony, which is like a must for your holiday season because it is incredible how the entire world fails Patti LaBelle in a matter of 3 minutes. But yeah, no, I said it was I Believe in Father Christmas.
No, there was another one.
Oh, I do love that one too.
River.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, of course. River, Joni Mitchell. Yeah. That's a great one. But that's a sad one. So I wanted to go with a positive one.
I actually downloaded that song because of you.
Oh, you did?
And I added it to my Christmas playlist.
Montaigne did a cover of that song with Delta Goodrem a few weeks back, and it was really, really lovely.
Yeah. I struggle seeing people do covers of Christmas classics because I always feel like they never live up. So I rarely watch people do a cover version. But I couldn't watch someone else do All I Want for Christmas Is You because it would just
it has to be
never live up. And there's not a huge number of Christmas covers that I like. But I'm going to watch that one because I do love Delta Goodrem.
I mean, I think it really just depends on the song because, like, Christmas songs are kind of a money-making thing, so not all of them are as good as others. But like certainly, like nobody can do "All I Want for Christmas Is You" better than Mariah Carey. I've heard a number of good covers of River, but obviously, Joni Mitchell is legendary, so she does it in her way. That's one of the best.
Well, I'll be honest. Ellie Goulding's version was the first version that I heard, so I never knew the only Joni Mitchell song that I really know that well is Both Sides Now.
Is it the newer version from the one that was in Love Actually, or the one because she originally wrote it for, I can't remember who it was, but she wrote it for another artist, and that was like the most popular version at the time.
Yeah, I can't remember who. I just whatever version I find on Spotify.
Okay.
Actually, it sounds beautiful. But the other part of Sarah Halloran's question: which Eurovision artist would you choose to cover your favourite Christmas song? So, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bobby Socks.
Yes.
That's a good
that
one.
Would be amazing.
I mean, I already had one of my favorite Eurovision artists cover River, one of my favorite Christmas songs. So then I don't know if it came to I Believe in Father Christmas, then maybe let's go with Daddy Freyr because he would put his funny little twist on it.
And it's a quirky song as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so my favourite Christmas song is All I Want for Christmas Is You. I was trying to think of who would have the voice to do.
Maybe someone like Destiny from Malta.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
She would definitely have the voice.
Edita Gorniak.
Who's that?
Poland, 94. She would have the voice.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And who else can really belt out a song of recent years? I'm just trying to think.
The Quédate Conmigo woman, Pastora.
Oh, yeah, Pastor Soler.
She had a good voice.
I think it's a bit too fast for her. I mean, she could do it, but I don't know if that's necessarily her style.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Edita. Edita's a ballad person as well, but she's got she could probably do like the whistle notes, whatever they're called. You know, where Mariah sticks her finger in her ear. I'm sure they're called whistle notes, and she go.
They are, yeah, they are, and not everybody can do that.
Rye Bailey, you don't have any Eurovision crush.
That's not a bad thing.
Right, Serjan, most sugary ESC performance we can think of. So sugary as in what, like sickly sweet?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is Lithuania 2015, Monochrome Vigas.
Yeah.
Or maybe also Portugal 2009, just because the backdrop was so colourful.
That Fleur de Lis.
Yeah, it was just colour and happiness and joy and cheesy.
And she cried at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, I do love it when they cry at the end of their song.
Speaking of crying at the end, I think I would probably go with Kobe Marimi from last year.
Oh, wasn't that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite sugary if that's what you're going for.
I do love a tear at the end of the year. I think if you cry, you deserve at least a top 15. I think.
I wouldn't necessarily agree, but he has a great voice. I will say that much.
The tears have to be real, though.
Oh, have we ever seen fake tears at Eurovision?
I think like it's got to be like a single tear, not like an instant like you know.
Klaus is saying Iceland 2006.
Oh, didn't like that one very much.
It's congratulations, Sylvia Knight.
Oh, and she really peed off a lot of people that year.
Yeah.
All right, Bailey says Dummy In would be good for All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great choice. Yeah. She could probably she would nail it. She would probably make it a bit of her own thing too, but she definitely has the vocal capabilities to master it, I think.
We've got someone who's saying, do you know what I've done? I've literally just knocked my contact lens out of my eye. Someone says, I love every moment in Christmas with you from Daddy Freya. I find it so difficult to read. 1 second. I might just need to disappear for like literally 1 second.
I don't think I've actually heard that song. Is that the one with the music video where his face is everywhere?
It's on everything. Yeah.
Oh, no. I didn't like that. Okay, the song was okay, but like his face being like on a milk carton or wherever, no, creeps me out too much.
In the cake and on the Christmas decorations and on some people's faces and like his eyes, and then his mouth is on another person's face.
The stuff of nightmares. It's horrible.
That's exactly why I like his humor.
Martin is saying Austria 2016, Poland 2015 was sugary. I've never heard this word to describe music or performance before, sugary.
Yeah, I that's why I had such a hard time like identifying a song that I would call that way.
I mean,
like really,
everyone seems to know exactly what it means apart from us. So obviously not down with it.
I think the absolute perfect kind of sugary performance would have to be J'imagine.
Oh yeah.
It even had like the candy canes. Sorry, I'm still blinking my eye. Even had like the candy canes and the lollipop and the rainbows. It was the perfect staging for that song and for her, because she really is like the cutest kid you will ever meet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like you could probably choose a lot of Junior Eurovision songs to fit that category.
Oh yeah,
I mean that's kind of why it was a thing in the first place, you know.
Well, that's when you know what I liked about Valentina is it was a kid's song, and they're not always kids songs.
Yeah, totally.
So,
I would say that was probably the biggest problem with Spain's song, which was it was a really good song, but it felt a bit too mature for her, who was obviously quite young, very young and very talented, but probably the kind of song that you would want to see a more mature performer for. That's just how I felt about it.
Imagine, it's funny, isn't it? Because you can imagine like how a song could maybe not do so well at Junior Eurovision, but could do really well at Adult Eurovision, and it's about making sure you're pitching it to the right audience, and you got the right person singing it. Because a lot of people are saying that about Vicky Gabor, you know, would have done great at Eurovision.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if they have like separate teams for junior and like I'm sure that some broadcasters do and others do the same team, but I think that they should consider switching in some broadcasters.
Let's have a look. Serdian's agreeing. Junior Eurovision 2020 France, Sugary. Joanne Johnson, Italy 2016. So that was Francesca, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Carl Edouard, Loin d'Ici by Zoe.
Yes.
Love that one.
So did I. And that came out of nowhere at Eurovision, I think. I don't think people were expecting it to do as well, especially being all in French as well.
Yeah, it's especially not the kind of entry you'd expect from Austria, of all places.
I really had to research why she was singing in French, but she had a career in France.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
There we go. Sarah Halloran thinks Valentina should sing "Do They Know It's Christmas." Okay, interesting choice. But guys, let's wrap it up because we've got Christmas to go and celebrate.
Wrap it up like a present.
I can't wait to take this hat off. It's actually making my ears really hot. I had to put the hat on because I haven't cut my hair. But guys who are watching, thanks so much for joining us. We hope you have a fantastic Christmas. Thank you so much for all your support this year. Have a great new year. And 2021 is going to be a lot more positive. We've got Eurovision. We've got lots of national selections. We're going to have song announcements. We've got vaccines. So stick with it for a little while longer, guys, and hopefully everything will be back to normal. And we will be back doing some proper Eurovision coverage live on the scene, we hope, in Rotterdam this year. Any last words? Any Christmas wishes this year, guys?
I would just say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever it is you're celebrating. Hope that it's as wonderful as it can be given the circumstances. Hope that you all stay safe and stay as positive as you can, because obviously we're still in the midst of this, and we see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's still going to take us some time to get there. So all the best, and thank you so much for sticking with us throughout the year.
I was going to say, it's just like the Lithuanian national final. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
But eventually it will end.
We will have a winner at some point.
And the winner will be our health and happiness.
Deux points to health.
And then COVID will finish in last place with 0 points.
Right, go on, Jess. Sing. Who will?
Huh? COVID will finish in last place.
Yes.
COVID
won't even make it out of the semi-finals. Go on, Jess, sing us out with a Christmas song, and we will see you soon, guys. Sing, Jess, sing.
Navidad, prospero año, felicidad. We want